Britain's Got Talent. The final was an entertaining bit of reality TV or talent show TV or whatever you want to categorise it as. Jules O'Dwyer and Matisse won it. A worthy winner. It was a strong final, but there's been controversy ever since because there was an impressive part of the final performance that saw what viewers thought was Matisse walking brilliantly walking a tightrope on two paws. It was just amazing that a dog could even do that. The controversy surrounds the fact that it wasn't actually Matisse that did it. It was another one of Jules's dogs. Now, the only reason this is slightly controversial is because we weren't made aware there were two dogs in the performance. We knew Jules used, other dogs aside from Matisse, but we weren't made aware that it was one of the other ones being used. So, I'm not that bothered.
No, I'm not.
It's
this
a shame.
Is up there with Bingate from last year.
I don't think it's Bingate was even less of a thing. I think it proves though that the audience today, whether they spent money on voting or not, that the audience today still don't like it when they're deceived in whatever way they're deceived. Isn't the point though that the dogs that are doing what they're told, isn't the point being that this woman has really trained two dogs to do that?
Yeah, no, I agree. I just think this is like Bingate last year in so much as it's a lot of people making a big fuss about nothing. And
I'm glad that there are people in this country.
There was no public voting in Bingate. Bingate was a thing because of a controversy on the show.
Point, Gary,
people have spent money on this.
My point is, though,
should those people get their money back?
My point is, though, that it is just a big overreaction to a thing that, at the end of the day, isn't that big in the scheme of things. It's a bit of a reality show.
Well, but only that. Again, I go back to the point. People spent money on this. This wasn't.
But if you were voting for, as Luke said, if you were voting for one stunt by a dog that you thought was doing the stunt, and it turned out not to be that dog, I think you're a little bit stupid, if I'm honest. As Luke said, at the end of the day, it is that this woman is able to train another dog. They should have said that there were 3 dogs. They shouldn't have said... But they never said... I don't think they ever said, this is Matisse. I don't think they ever said... they didn't say...
Well, no, but they didn't
make it clear.
The counter to that is that they didn't make it explicitly clear.
Yeah, but I think as well, wasn't the dog that they used the dog who was in the semi-final performance? So we'd seen the dog before.
So we had seen the dog before.
Yeah, but again, the other point, I suppose, is that there was very close voting between her and Jamie Raven, the magician, who was a close
I think as well, people are a bit silly for several reasons. A, I'm glad there are people in this country who've got such empty lives that they have time to worry about this sort of thing. And B, Britain's Got Talent, as we have mentioned on this podcast, manipulates the viewer and, not to sound too dramatic, lies to the viewer quite regularly. It's only because this has been found out. Had she not won, would we know about this? No. Probably not.
I don't see why we care. I just don't see what the big deal is. I
think it would have come out, but no, there would not have been.
But it's still a dog walking a tightrope, which is a good.
I don't think it's a big deal. I just don't think it's a big deal.